Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a chest and tricep day. And yeah, good session. Went a little heavier on some stuff today. Very happy with today's workout. I decided to bring my grip in just a hair on the bench. I've been doing the ultra wide, but I'm like, let me take those pinkies back over to the rings. And sure enough, I did notice a little bit of tricep weakness because I did a 3x3 the first set. Because I don't really warm up much. Like literally, I do one rep with 135, then one rep with 225, then went to this. But at a meet, I might do a 275 first. So this felt pretty good. The second set was phenomenal. But I feel like as you're watching there, you guys can see a little bit of tricep weakness coming out, but we know my arms need work. Also, I have a very long range of motion. That arch is very modest. I have a 6'1" wingspan. So bench has always been hard for me. So when I come in just a hair like this, which is where my best leverages are stacking, my triceps absolutely limit my bench. I think we saw the same thing when I've hit the 365 when I did that 2-second pause on it. Again, was super happy with it at the time, but I mean, you could tell that grind for the last 6 inches or so. But the second set, this was really good. And of course, I missed on the third. And you guys saw me put up on all my social media the miss, as far as getting out from under it. So I'm not going to repeat that in the vlog, but it is up there. But this set was really clean, right? It felt good. I knew I had a little bit in the tank, right? So when I did the third rep, it came up good. It was a little slow, but I felt like, had I gone for another rep, I probably could have grinded through it, right? But I mean, also keep in mind I did shoulders on Saturday. I'm doing shoulders twice a week. I do know aesthetically they need to come up as I get leaner. A note, my weight is going back up on the carbs. I also had a creatine in last week, so I'm sitting at 218, but you guys know I can drop under 200 real fast anytime I need to. Because again, eating a lot of brown rice, sweet potatoes again. I'm still fasting. I don't eat till noon. In fact, today I had a 100-gram protein shake about 11:30 post-workout. I haven't eaten my breakfast yet. It's still in the Instapot. So I've got some, chicken, brown rice, sweet potato. So again, we fast in the mornings, but I do need to continue to lean out. But on this set, I could tell, like the first set, you saw it right there. See that middle position? That's almost a little bit of shoulder fatigue, right? So we do know I do need to continue to overhead press and do all the shoulder work. But if I had enough tricep on this third one, I would have been able to push through it. But notice right there, I just couldn't lock it. Right, so it came down. But again, let's get into do some tricep work. Incline, we got a PR. Like I've been doing some triples with this weight after benching here, but I'm like, okay, I got a couple PRs in the last month on incline, so let's see if we can take these sets up because these felt really good, right? In spite of that bench press miss, I did 2 sets of 5 on this. They felt real good. I knew I had something left in the tank on these. So again, trying to get those good pauses. Now, I do have to note people are like, you bridge just a hair. I'm like, I can't help it because I don't have the little foot rests. I have an adjustable bench here. So, I mean, yeah, if I was at a commercial gym, I could probably dig into that. I might even be stronger with that better stability, right? If I had a true proper incline bench, I might actually be even stronger. But, it's neither here nor there. But these 2 sets of 5 felt good. So I'm like, let me take this third set. Let me see if I can PR. Because I don't think I've done more than about 5 or 6 reps ever with this weight. Now I've done 255 for 5 before, but I've never done more than 5 with 245. So this set felt real clean. Now keep in mind, I did 3 sets of heavy bench and missed a bench. So in theory, fatigue might be high. But it wasn't bad. And I think a lot of it is because my diet's dialed in, the carbs are back in. Had really good sleep this weekend. I stayed in completely. Disclaimer, I have been going out a little bit doing some social stuff, but I stayed in this whole weekend, which you guys noticed on the live streams last night. But I got 7 reps here. Happy with that, right? Because the incline, if we start looking at where I'm missing stuff, incline will help, just like overhead press will help. I want to continue to hammer those. I know my upper chest, my front delts all need to come up for aesthetic purposes. So I'm just going to keep double downing on all that. All right, those things need to come up. But at this point, guys, I'm looking a little thicker here. I'm not going to look as lean. I'm carved up a little more. When I'm doing the lower carb, the abs and stuff are popping more. But it's like, let's just continue to recomp, right? I can lose body fat with all the fasting, the protein overfeeding, and not really in a calorie surplus. So I'm going to continue that trend. And if I look a little fuller, I look a little fuller. I'm getting some good PRs lately, right? The lifts are going good. The training's going good. So, I mean, if I can continue to, recomposition at this point, I'm going to be in a good place. And then if I need to, as we get further into the next year, I can do a hard cut real fast if I need to, just to peel down. But I'm at a point where you guys see the difference in water weight depending on what I eat week to week. So I kind of feel like just keep recompositioning. And I feel like if anything, the loose skin, notice it looks a little better when I'm fuller. And I think it's because maybe my abdominal wall fills out a little more. But I think if I do a little phase again, a lower carb, when I get leaner, tighten that up, that'll do that. And then I can just fill it back out with muscle. All right, just fill it back out by, building those nice blocky abs up. Right? Let's just get thick. We don't need the little wasp-waisted look to look good. Like, let's just bodybuild this up, right? And still look good. Because, I'm going to look like the old school guys if I get to that point, right? We're not trying to get that modern look. I'm not doing a bunch of HGH or growth hormone or, anything like that. So I shouldn't really get that gut. All right, so dumbbells. I love my dumbbell inclines. I got 12, 13 reps or so on all of these. Took them pretty much right at failure. You guys notice I stick at the bottom on the last rep and then we bring it down. These felt really, really good, especially after that incline PR because that just lit my chest up. Disclaimer, I felt my triceps on that miss. That third set, my triceps were just smashed. They're like, okay, got to bring the triceps up because that will let me use all this shoulder strength, right? The incline strength's coming along. So in order to utilize that though, I really need the triceps to be stronger so I can maintain that bar position to use the delts to go ahead and lock through that middle. Okay, so again, we keep doubling down on the incline. But these felt good. And I only did 3 sets. I'm like, let's just come in, let's just do 12 really hard sets for chest. Because we're doing all that overhead pressing twice a week with that really almost on an incline, a high incline, right? We do the front raises, that all works chest. My chest just needs 12 really, really good sets, I think, on chest day, and then we double down on the tricep work. And my triceps were destroyed today, by the way. Absolutely destroyed. They were so hammered at the end of this, but that's okay. It's what we want. We'll leave them alone for a week. Plus, we're going to get a little bit of Christmas food in. We'll get some good carbs in there. But yeah, so again, as you guys can tell, I'm just looking thicker. Like I said, I'm back up to 218 just from eating carbs again. Pullovers. I went in with the 90. I'm like, you know what, man, I'm getting like 15 reps with that 75. Let's just take this up because I bet I can get 10s at least. I was hoping I could get 12s, but the 10s burn. And I'm getting to my full range of motion. So again, I want to have that heavy weight hit that stretch, right? I want to keep working, doubling down on that like I've done the dead hangs. I'm going to do the pullovers. We're going to continue to do all of that stuff so that we keep all of that moving. I want to improve that mobility and range of motion. And I feel like that'll also help me, with the overhead pressing, right? It'll help me tremendously there. So again, something I want to continue to work on is going to be that shoulder range of motion because I know that it's a weak link for me. And it even affects my ability to do like a double bicep. People are like, you should bodybuild. I'm like, I can't do a front double bicep. I can't bodybuild. But the pullovers felt good because I got that shoulder, really, really felt like it loosened it up there. I got a good chest pump, and then my triceps. These just hammer, especially with a straighter arm like this, these just hammer my triceps. And I need that long head growing. I want to make sure everything is growing. I need that to come up aesthetically, but I need the whole tricep to grow. Like, look, it's at the point when I took that slightly closer grip on the bench, limiting my bench. And we know my incline is coming up, so that's not the limit either. But again, the pullovers also help with chest. So this is a chest exercise, right? And this will help with my bench on the chest, the nice pause work on the bench, pause on the incline. But yeah, triceps are going to have to be hit, and I'm going to have to hit them hard. But I've noticed I can't do the triceps twice a week. It destroys my bench later in the week. I just can't do it. And they get a secondary stress on the overhead press. So if I'm overhead pressing once or twice a week, we're still re-hitting that muscle protein synthesis. People forget that with the body part splits. That's why people don't seem to regress at all. That's one reason they work so well. People are thinking only of isolating muscles, right? That other stuff still hits those areas. But I feel like, again, push that overhead press, push my shoulders up, it'll give me a better, safer bench, right? and then we get the triceps bigger so we can maintain that proper bar path and get those lockouts. And I feel like I'll be in a good spot as long as I pause on my benching. All right, with these extensions, went ahead and went with these. The first set, I'm like, I felt like I got more reps. Maybe try to go up 10 pounds. I did, and I could only get 8. And I realized it was too heavy. I want to progress on these, but I haven't done them in a few weeks. So let's get in and let's do them again, get strong at them, and see if we can get these to bring that bench up, right? Because we need that work capacity. I mean, we could argue that rep work will build the bench, right? But if I'm failing the rep work because triceps are giving out, and we know that triceps can be a weaker link, by the way, when we go heavy versus reps. There's been some data on that. The higher the reps go, the more triceps get taken out. The heavier we go, the more they get recruited. So again, if we want to max bench, we need triceps bigger, including that long head. But this set, yeah, it was a little too heavy because 8 reps was too much, and I almost felt like I had to break form to get the last rep. So this is muscle failure. So that's also muscle failure. You know, we talked about the weight stop moving, but if you have to break form and cheat to lock a rep, you failed. That's muscle failure. The tricep gave out and I had to use shoulder. Then my AirPods fell out on this one, by the way, so I had to pick them up at the end. But I left it in. I'm like, I look pretty jacked there, bending down to get that. Again, showing that the aesthetics are improving. And like I said, I get leaner and those shoulders really come up, I'll be in a good spot. But yeah, when I rack out, the AirPods fell out. Be aware of that on this exercise. It can happen for those of you who wear the AirPods. I like them. And by the way, for those curious, it was AC/DC today. That was on my playlist. I've been doing a lot of Motorhead lately, but last few days, I'm like, let's jam some AC/DC. All right, so we did 10, 8, and then 10. The pullovers were all 10s. So again, I got 10 reps on this, but again, I failed. Like rep 10, form broke. So watch it when you see me do it, and you'll understand what I mean. That's muscle failure. If your form degrades, trying to lock a rep, you're done. The tricep failed. It failed to be able to recruit the muscle and to use compensatory strength, which we want to try not to do, but when we're taking sets all the way, that does tend to happen. So right there, if you guys saw that, I had used more shoulder to lock it. Okay, so the tricep pretty much failed on me. So that's where we're at. Also, I cut this short. I didn't put all the band press downs in. I did one set with each band. The vlog is getting too long. This is 15 minutes. This is 15 minutes with no warm-up sets put in. And I do a little warm-up sets on pressing, at least the barbell. All right, so then I went with my incline extensions. After doing the other stuff, though, these were harder. I cannot replicate my normal performance on these. This shows that my triceps are definitely reaching fatigue. So I did all 3 of these sets to failure, and it was like 12, 12, and I think I failed on rep 12. I think I failed rep 13 the first 2 sets. So when I come down and I can't get another rep, right? See, that one slowed down right here, failure. So then we roll it over, we get up, and we're done. So again, this is to make sure that long head gets some extra work, making sure the long head gets some extra work. And I can't do the behind the head. My shoulders don't really allow for it. So this is a great compromise for people who don't have amazing shoulder range of motion. But again, I really like these with dumbbells because I feel like I can get a little deeper stretch. I do like the easy bar on this too, though. Like it does feel good. But I'm like, I already have these dumbbells loaded. This is a weight that's going to put me in close to the rep range I want. All right. It's going to put me into that rep range. I mean, we do all that heavy pressing, so all this stuff needs to be finesse. I really don't want to be under about 10 reps. And I would love to get those leg extensions up to a full plate. But that's going to take some time. I feel like if I get there, man, my bench will really, really climb. Because again, triceps seem to limit my benching, right? Because we're building the chest and the delts. That's all coming up really well. So just got to get those arms caught up. And biceps will help too, though, for that stability. So biceps are getting a high priority. But on this last set, yeah, I lost a rep. So again, we know that we are creating fatigue. Like the triceps were shot. Like my triceps, again, the burn all the way through my triceps through this workout was present the entire time, especially after that 3rd set of bench. That miss felt like entirely tricep. But could we argue there's some possible delt weakness? I don't know. Maybe. So I only put 2 sets of these in. I did 3 sets with the green bands, and then I did 4 sets with the orange band, pretty much to failure. I just put these 2 sets in because that's enough. This vlog is 15 minutes long. People aren't going to watch this whole thing. So again, just finished up with this. Super happy with today's workout. Felt great. I feel really good. I mean, my triceps are still just on fire, but overall I feel great. I'm happy with today's workout. Everything's still pumped. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.